All right, guys. Welcome back to Characters Why I Liked Them Series 3. Um, this time around, I thought I'd give you a character that is beloved to me. I love the character, and it just brought a tear to my eye to see what Frank Miller did to the character uh, in in a movie. And I'm talking about The Spirit. Plus, there's going to be some good news as well in this. Um, this right here, guys, is Will Eisner's baby. Um, Will Eisner, this is his baby, ladies and gentlemen. Um, and if I wish I met Will Eisner before he passed away in 2005, because I would have just shook his hand and say thank you for creating this character. Um, don't really need to go too much into his origin, but let's just give you like a little 101 or a quick. Uh, Basically, the Spirit, aka Denny Colt, was was a detective that was killed. Everybody thought he was dead. He returned back to life. Woke up in a cemetery, pretty much. He put on a mask uh, and became pretty much and became the Spirit, fighting for justice. Um, he keeps the basically he kept the media thinking that he's dead by putting on the domino mask. So he uses all his detective skills and to basically to fight crime, and this has made him cross paths with many other fellow heroes and heroines, especially when he was under different licenses and things like that. Like there was a series where he teamed up with Batman. Um, he was under DC for a while later on, but but the things you probably don't know about the Shadow. Here are some things that you probably don't know about. I said the Shadow, about the Spirit, that would probably interest you. Um, Even though he started his career, he started in New York City, and then he moved to Central City, and that's where. But and then his crime fighting career really started to start off there, and it also took him around the world. So he was really like very famous in the comic strips and things like that. And here's something that you probably don't know is the fact that he had an African American sidekick named Ebony White. Yeah, an African American sidekick called Ebony White, who was very controversial due to the many stereotypes. You just listen to his name. It's like, yeah. So to the name is just really interesting. Um, but I always enjoyed the Spirit. He reminded me of Dick Tracy and Batman mixed together. And I'm as you all know me, guys, I'm a big fan of Dick Tracy as well. Um, and like I said, Will Eisner just really, you could really see he put his heart and soul into this character, and really tried to get people to like the character, and for all his work, you know what he did, because I enjoyed him, and I know there are other people out there that enjoyed him. Friends of mine enjoyed the character. I'm talking about the real character and things like that very much. uh I really enjoyed the the character that of the Spirit. Now, before I get into that 2008 film, because I do talk about if there was a film or anything about this in on this series. um the one thing I want to talk about is, like, somebody probably asking out there, hey Chris, does the Spirit really have powers and things like that? um Let me break it down for you. Okay, the Spirit, because he's a great detective and he's very intelligent, he is very strong for a man at his ability. Um, but I'm not. But it's not super strong. And he's very athletic. He's good in hand to hand combat, and he does age slowly or doesn't age at all because of what happened to him, things like that. But when you take it to the then there's the 2008 Spirit movie, which basically Frank Miller wrote and directed with Robert Rodriguez, I believe. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Long pause. I sorry about the pause like that because I'm trying not to be biased here, but this movie just was terrible. God awful. Okay, they had all the beautiful actresses in there, that's great, but this was just terrible. It was filmed in the same like Sin City feel, that black noirish look. You had Samuel Jackson playing the octopus, who is, pretty much the Spirit's arch enemy. It, it I said to myself, and I was telling my brother when I saw it, I was like, Will Eisner will be turning in his grave if he saw how this movie turned out. This was god awful, terrible. They made him and the octopus like godlike beings, and I was like, that's not the Spirit. What are you doing? Like, why are you doing? And it's just to the point where I was like, Frank Miller should have left this thing alone and gave it to somebody else who is more respectful of the character and would have treated it better, and not some sex craved guy in a mask, pretty much, because he was like, he could just get women to fall for him at any time. It's just like, oh my god, like, really? It just didn't work for me. I'm sorry. I watched that movie one time, never watched it again. I was sorely disappointed, and my heart just dropped just seeing how bad this movie was, because I love the Spirit, and it bothered me so much. It really did. Now, would I love to see another Spirit movie? Yes, I would. But I would love to see somebody else take it and keep the essence and truity and the true feel of the Spirit. But yeah, not Frank Miller. No way. Okay? So yeah, I'm sorry if I paused too long, guys, but yeah, I just couldn't take that movie. Not at all. Now, here's now to get on a lighter note, and I should say a better note to end this off, is you probably ask yourself, hey Chris, so will we see the Spirit again? What's DC doing with the character? Well, honestly, DC ain't doing nothing with the character, because DC don't own the character anymore. Here's something that you all should know. The Spirit has found a better home for himself, and I know definitely will be taken very, very seriously, and very, very much just going to be a better place for him. Ladies and gentlemen, the Spirit will now be found with Dynamite Entertainment. When I found that out, I was like, oh, hell yeah. I was so happy because, like I said, DC, they ain't gonna do nothing with that character, especially with their whole New 52 stuff. I would not want to see a new 52 version of the Spirit. I want to keep him who he really is. So Dynamite, I can't wait to see when they drop that first issue. Dynamite is where it's at, baby. Where these pulp era public domain characters will have a real good run. I mean, there are other companies like Dark Horse and other smaller indie companies, but it's the indies where it's at for the public domain characters. And I'm glad to see the Spirit has a new home, a better home, pretty much. Now, Dynamite, all you need to do is get Dick Tracy, and I'll be happy. But other than that, I'm glad to see the Spirit has a new home. Do I want a new movie? Yes, but take it slow. Keep the essence of Will Eisner's baby. Don't screw it up. Don't make it your own twist. Don't twist it. Keep it the essence of what Mr. Eisner did, because if not, he's going to keep turning in his grave and he's not going to have a good rest. That's just my opinion on the subject. But other than that, guys, you guys tell me what you think about the Spirit. Do you like the character? Do you love him? Do you hate him? Is it a character you never heard of and you want to get into it? Maybe I sparked your interest. Maybe you want to get into it. Cool. But other than that, thank you for watching. This is Characters Why I Liked Them Series 3. I will see you guys next time. As always, you guys have a good weekend and take care.